I'm Brenda.
And I'm Christy. We're two friends from high school who are connecting and reconnecting over music and memories.
Welcome to Normal Bias Podcast.
We're glad you're here.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to Normal Bias Podcast. This is Brenda and Christy, and we are here with a very special guest who is very sweet to sit here with two ladies tonight on a school night on a Thursday. His name is Jay Robison, and he's 14, just started high school.
I got his address and stuff.
Jay is
already in advance.
Jay is one of my son Matthew's best friends. Are you one of his best friends? Do you consider Matt a best friend? Okay, sorry, because I should have asked you that ahead of time. But
listen, I'm gonna. If we had planned this out, I would have sent you a buzzer. Anytime we got into awkward territory, you can you don't have a buzzer, but go ahead and pick a buzzer noise in your head and do that for Brenda. Matt's best friend. Oh, I don't care for Matt anymore. We don't actually hang out, but thanks. How do you break that to someone? I don't actually like your son.
I don't know. I think you just kind of, what is the term nowadays? Ghosting? Like you just stop talking to him?
I guess that would work. It's
is
one
that,
way to do it.
Is that the term? Is that what the kids say? Okay. All right, y'all. So
he nodded.
Yeah, he nodded. He said yes. You can talk. Okay, so when we started this podcast in April, I started a guest list, wish list, and Jay is on my list. And, Matt was like, Jay, why? And I think he wasn't thinking why do I want to talk to Jay? It was more like wrinkling. So I was like, why would Jay want to talk to you?
Jay's wondering the same, actually.
Yeah. But here's the thing. So, Jay, you're on my list because, and I believe that even though I am older, I could be your mother. It doesn't matter how old someone is. If I like you, I like you. I'm a fan of you. And you're one of those people that I have been a fan of for many years, because I think even though you're only 14 and my kid's friend, you're one of the coolest people I know.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So usually when we have a guest on, we like to open up, and I like to say how I met you, and I like to say all the things about you that I love, that I know about you. So, listeners, Jay and I met when he was on the soccer team roster for Matthew's soccer team. His dad was coaching, and Jay's name was on the list, and so were his parents' names. And it's just so happened that I recognized his dad's name from a guy that I knew from high school. And that's kind of how Jay came in my life and Matthew's life. And seriously, Christy, from day one, Jay was that friend. You know how, so Matt is always been a funny kid and just very outgoing and just a big personality. You know how you always, as a mom, Jay, you don't know this, but now you will. You pray that your kids have friends who get them, who understand them. And Matt and Jay were when they say two peas in a pod, they had an instant connection, and they were their humor is the same. They would finish each other's sentences. One time, Jenny and I, that's his mom, were talking outside church. We also went to church together. Matt and Jay were, little, and we're talking. This is how much alike they were. Jenny grabs the top of Matt's head, and she's like, Jay, go get in the car. And of course, these two, did what she said, and Jay got in my car and Matt got in her car, and she didn't realize it until, oh no, we just lost Jay.
Uh-oh.
There he is.
Camera disconnected for a second.
Oh, okay.
I'm back.
So that's how.
wait. Jenny didn't realize until, like, was she still in the parking lot, or like, did they get
Yes.
home?
So we were still, yeah, we were in the parking lot. Like we were about to get in the cars and she like looks in the car and it's Matt, not Jay. And she's like, oh no, I told the wrong kid to get in the car. So that's Jay and Matt. But so Jay is so funny. Like since he was a kid, always makes me laugh. Jay, you're crazy smart and witty, like really quick, like humor, athletic, and you're sweet. Just very nice, just like the way you're humoring me tonight by sitting there listening to all of this and talking to me. Sensitive, thoughtful, comedian. So I think it's one thing to be funny, but I think you're also a comedian because you have like this timing and you're like also like aware of like the situation and you can like just, you're like, you're on. It's just hilarious. Confident, ambitious, middle brother, which I think is interesting, middle kids, because you're an older brother and a younger brother. So that's kind of cool. Tenacious, just very, yeah, goal-minded, which I admire that a lot. We'll talk about this. Texas Longhorn fan. Both of Jay's parents went to UT. That just makes me crazy happy. He's friends with Matthew. And I think you're a silent superstar. Like, we're going to talk about all of the things that you have accomplished and done in 14 years that I cannot even compare to, Jay. And I think you sit back like you are right now and you're just, people have no idea your potential, or I don't think they've realized all of the things that you've done, and you've just started high school. So there you go.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome. So yeah, Christy, Jay is just an awesome dude. And I've enjoyed getting to know him. And when I feel like when he's over the house, like it's just a blast. Like me, Matt, and Alex, he's one of us. He's family. I feel like you and Matt are more like a brother sometimes. So,
All the time.
yeah.
So Jay, do you have brothers or a brother and a sister? What do you guys have?
I have two brothers, one older, one younger.
Oh, boy.
The older one is in 10th grade and the younger one is in 7th grade.
Wow. Your mom had a bunch of little kids at home.
She did.
That's impressive.
She
awesome.
did. Mm-hmm. And I think your mom has brothers, right? Is she the
She
only
has
girl?
two brothers,
Mm-hmm.
no sisters, so.
Oh, right. Okay, so I just want to talk about. I'm going to give you Jay's resume, Christy.
Oh, you text but
Yes.
I'm just hanging out with you. I'm just the one with the Zoom account and gonna so y'all carry on.
Well, I just want everyone to, so Jay is a pianist, and I guess he and Matt took piano at the same time when I think they started when they were like 6 or 7. They had the same piano teacher, and I guess Matt hung in there for about 3 years. Are you still in piano, Jay?
I'm not taking lessons, but I still play at the
Yes.
house.
Yeah. So this is the other thing is when Jay comes over, it's a concert because he just goes straight to our piano and he will play anything and everything, and it's awesome. So then when you got to middle school, you started playing violin in the orchestra, and you're still doing that in high school? Yeah. You are a gymnast. You did gymnastics for a while. And then I think you were very good. It's very bendy.
Yeah.
And I guess you stopped right before it got competitive, right?
I went to like about a year or two of actually competing, but once I got into middle school, like the times conflicted, so I didn't have like enough time to make it to practice.
Mm-hmm.
So then I just had to, I planned on just like taking like maybe like a year off, but then I just never went back to it.
So do you miss it?
Sometimes I'll just like think about it
Yeah.
and miss doing it because I really liked it.
And I think you are really good at it.
Well,
Um,
I did read the resume you sent, and so it sounds like you're putting those skills to good use someplace else.
yes, he is. So in middle school, I guess in seventh grade, they got on the track team. I say they because Matt was doing discus, and Jay became a pole vaulter. Pole vaulter. And so his highest jump to date is 8 feet 6 inches. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So this makes me happy because I'm obsessed with very tall people. And the tallest person that I know is a dad who comes to the elementary school to pick up his daughter and has to dunk his head under the door to get in. He's 6'9", and Jay could jump over him easy. And this is the other thing about you, Jay, is like when I say like silent superstar, like he just does stuff and he's like good at it. And anyway, so it's very fun to watch you jump. I saw you jump. And then I just learned this from your mom, is that now you're diving like for the swim team at school.
Yeah, last year they started diving for the first time in like some years. So then I heard about it because my neighbor was doing it, and then I decided to try it because it's like a technical sport like gymnastics and pole vault. It's not like about brute
Right.
force and strength. It's about how you can like move your body and put
Right.
it to good use.
It's
I,
physics.
yes. And that's so cool. And so, yes, like Chrissy said, so you're using all those skills that you've learned. And so she said, your mom said that you've already learned 6 to 8 dives and that you've set a goal of that you want to learn 11 total. See, oh my God, Jay, I can't even. Not, and then all of that said, all that, and you're also an honor student. Wow, I
Yeah, I've
can't.
gotten all A's throughout every year of elementary and middle school and so far in high
In,
school.
in high
That's
school.
awesome.
That is so awesome. I just love that. So, okay, I sent you some questions. I sent them to Christy too. And I just said, so first question is, since I first met you, you have made me laugh. I think you're hilarious. I think most people think you're hilarious. Your mom probably doesn't think you're hilarious all of the time. Because even though I think you're a comedian, we have timing. Sometimes when our kids, we think, okay, this is not the right time. Um, but do you consider yourself funny? Do you think you're funny? Like, do
Well,
you?
most of the time it's usually just me laughing at my jokes, so I guess I would consider myself funny.
You know,
Right.
Jay, I'm guessing, like, as with a dry sense of humor, it's probably not that you're laughing alone. It's probably that it takes other people a couple of minutes to catch up with your brain. And then by that time, like, you've moved on to the next thing, and they're like, oh, that dude is funny.
I think
Probably.
it. I think it's true as far as I go. or I'll finally understand what he's saying, and I'll be like laughing at that one thing for like the whole time, and he's already on to the next joke. But like I was thinking that some people like, do they think they're funny or they just, I don't know, stumble upon the. But do you like to make people laugh? Like, do you like?
Yeah, I enjoy
Do
that.
you? Okay. Because I know, like, with Alex, Matt's brother, I think that he enjoys making people laugh. And so he does things to purposely get there. But sometimes with you, I just think it just flows out. Sometimes I don't even think you think about it. Jay's really funny. Okay. I want to know um, what you've been like middle school. You were in eighth grade, you and Matt, and you guys, when COVID started, were just about to take your like eighth grade field trip. You didn't get to have the eighth grade dance. You probably missed your last concert or whatever with orchestra. Did that totally bum you out?
Yeah, because those are like all the things we look forward to at the end of the year, all the like the pros of making it through middle school. You did all these fun things and they got canceled. So it kind of sucked, but there's better stuff to do, I guess.
Yeah. So you think you've gotten over that sadness, or do you think do you think you get over that?
Yeah. I'm already
Yeah,
over it.
you're over it.
I
Okay.
was over it like a couple months ago.
I'm glad to.
But thanks for bringing it up. I mean, he's worked through it all, but I mean, he's feeling a little sad now, if that makes you feel better. You know what, Miss Brenda, maybe I am. Okay, yeah, I'm sad again. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. I'm reopening those wounds. Is that what you're saying? Oh wow, I'm so sorry,
I'm
Jay.
like,
I'm so sorry, Jay.
does he have any like pets we need to talk about or anything else? Like,
Actually, he does have a pet. You have a dog. What's your dog's name? I never can remember.
Riggs.
Riggs. I do know it's an R. I always want to say Ripley, but that's someone else's dog I know.
Yeah, my
But
dog's kind of crazy
is
mhm.
that why his name is
sometimes,
Riggs?
I guess. It's just
Seems-
something we thought of. But he also likes to sleep, so it balances out.
That's like a kid.
Okay, so I want to know really quick before I go to the next question, because I think like you shaved your head, right? When was that? And like you did it, I think if we didn't go back to school, you were going to shave your head. Was that the reason?
Yeah, I made like a deal with my brothers because I didn't think it was actually going to happen. That if the school was like, we're officially not going back, we're going to have to do it online, then I would shave my head just because no one would see me for like a long time, like 5 months or something like that.
Uh-huh.
So then we made that deal, and then a month goes by, kind of forget about it, and then they announced that we're not going back, and then they bring it up again, and then that night we just shaved all my hair off.
Okay. So
That's you're gonna tell that story your entire life. Every time y'all get together at Thanksgiving, your brothers are gonna be like, "Remember the time?" That's
so
fantastic.
yes, that's going to be fun. And you have pictures. See, here's the thing is when you're 14, you have video probably, it's pictures, it's all over the place. You can never not see it. When we were kids, it's just hearsay. But so I heard there were some regrets about the shaving of the head. When did that sink in?
As soon as it started like growing out, it was kind of like uneven and unkept, and it looked kind of bad in my opinion. But then I just let it go to the point where I got a haircut, and now it's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah, now you're back to just normal J hair. That's funny. But, I know whenever you were feeling pretty bummed out about your new hairdo, Matt was like, Mom, because, Matt wanted to shave his head because Jay was like, Jay's shaving his head. Can I shave my head? And I'm like, are you sure you want to do that? And he's like, oh, yeah, if Jay's doing it, it'll be fun. Well, I'll shave it. But he didn't. And then when Jay started having the regrets, he's like, Mom, he really it's sad he did that. I thought it was hilarious. I did. I think I called you right around when it was like looking fuzzy. I FaceTimed Jay to check on him because Matt was
Yeah.
talking about how bummed out you were. Okay, so I want to know this because I don't know this. I think I know, but I want to know. Do you think you're a competitive person? Like, do you want to beat your opponent? Or like, I don't consider myself a competitive person, but like if I were able to jump 6 feet, I would want then to try to go for 7 feet. So where
Yeah,
would
I would say most of the time I'm competitive, but a lot of the times I want to get to how I feel I should get,
mm-hmm.
and I don't really worry about the other people.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I've seen, or that's how I felt you would answer. So what is your goal for pole vault? Are you going to do that in high school?
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do it next semester because right now it's the diving season,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know what my goal is. Probably just increase the height, get a bunch of feet added on.
So I'm not I guess I set goals. Christy is a very goal oriented person. Like she writes down the goals and she achieves the goals. Like most of the time, you do.
I'm a nerd, Jay. Like straight nerd. Like nerd when I was your age, nerd 30 years later. 30
Super
plus
smart
years later.
girl. Yes.
But yeah, so
Well,
no, totally okay to be a nerd. It's also okay to not be a nerd, Brenda. So you're not a goal setter right now, but I'm
I'm not.
working on it.
But my goal is to be a goal setter. No, but I'm fascinated because here I am 47 and Jay, you're 14. And like, I guess are you wired that way? Like, do you consciously say at the beginning of your season or at the, like when you started diving, ooh, I like this. I'm going to learn all of the dives. Like what, how do you do this?
I don't know how to explain it, but when I do something, I don't really set a certain goal. I'll just go with it until I start getting better. Then I want to get even better. It's not really like a set goal, it's just how far I can get. And with diving, I got really interested in it because I was watching like the Olympics and a bunch of recordings of it, and I kind of helped me learn through that. So then, uh, I decided that I just want to like get as best as I can.
Mm-hmm. And, because I know your brothers as well. And I mean, I think you all are talented in your own right. And I mean, you're all very smart and you all have your own things though. Do you think that do you guys compete with each other? Like, cause isn't Clark in swim too?
Yeah, we compete with each other on almost anything we can. Like with pole vault, we would compete, like see who did the best at the certain year, and a lot of stuff we do that.
Yeah. So who's the better pole vaulter in the Robison house right now?
I think it was Clark.
Was it? Dang it.
I think
Who was
it's
stronger at 14,
the
Clark or
muscle. Well, whenever he was in 8th grade, he was a year older than me because he's like one of the older people in the grade, and I'm one of the younger people.
Mhm.
So he had kind of an advantage, but pretty sure he beat me.
That makes see, that makes sense. I hadn't even thought of that, but you're right. Yeah, because you just turned 14 in June, right?
And he's turning 16 in a month.
Dang, that's crazy. Okay, so are there any other sports that you want to try out or try to do, or is there anything else?
Like ping pong, if that's a sport.
I don't know. It's in the Olympics.
Sport?
Do you, do y'all have a table in your garage, right?
Yeah, we have the ping pong table.
Okay. So who do you play that with? I've
Clark doesn't really like it, so me and Neil, my younger brother, we usually play.
okay.
Or with my dad, depending on who wants to.
Who wins?
I'm gonna say me, but he might have a different answer.
I think it's sweet that you think your dad's ever going to listen to this.
Yeah, just
He'll be like, no, hard pass.
Matt and Jenny are gonna listen to this.
You think Matt may listen to it? Yeah.
Yes, as Matt had thought he had wanted to join in, like come on here. He's like, oh yeah, and but yeah, tonight he's with his dad, so yeah. He's like, Jay doesn't have layers. I was like, yes, he does.
I listened to Matt's episode, the one with Alex and Matt.
Uh-huh, you did? Yeah, that was Mother's Day. It was fun. I think it's fun. It's just I like sitting here talking to people and getting to know things about you. Like when do we ever, you come over, you're Matt's friend, not, you know. Anyways, I think you're
As it should be, Brenda. I'm just
No,
kidding. This is cool.
I
He's Matt's friend. He can be on your podcast, but he's Matt's friend.
dang. I'm not cool enough to be Jay's friend. No.
But I just don't want Jay to feel obligated when he comes over next time to be like, so, Brenda.
Right. So sorry, Matt. So if we get ghosted after this, it's my fault. So I want to know what you think of high school so far. So you've been online for 2 weeks in the beginning, and then last week you went one day because there was a hurricane, and so this is your, I guess, full week. Even I guess what are you there 2 days this week?
Yeah, and then we go tomorrow.
Oh, right. And then you go tomorrow. Oh, right. You and Matt are the same. So this week you guys went Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Yes.
So what do you?
So far, I think it's been a lot more work than last year, even though it's still the beginning of the school year. But the thing that kind of I thought was weird, that we signed up for in-person school, but all of our assignments are still on a phone or a laptop. We still got to do work at home. It's the online work, and we still got to do online school half the time. But I think going is a big advantage because you get to actually learn instead of watching someone
Mm-hmm.
teach you.
How did you feel? And I haven't really talked to Matt about this. Is I think he seems to have been okay, but so like I worried about you guys not getting to like go for the official tour and walk around, make sure you know where you're going. But I guess you guys have figured it out. I mean, I guess because you have older brothers at the school and you've already been there, you kind of knew the lay of the land.
At first, I had no idea where any of the classes were. I just asked a bunch of teachers, and I
Oh,
was I was late to like a couple of my classes, but it was fine. They didn't count it.
yeah. But and you like it? You like the school?
Yeah,
I love y'all's principal. I mean, I love Summer Creek. I want to get a job there sometime while y'all are there. If I
that'd
can
be
pull it.
cool.
Yeah. It was fun working with getting to see y'all. I loved when y'all were at school when I worked there. Um, so I want to know if you had to pick piano, violin, gymnastics, pole vault, diving, all the things you do. If you only had to pick one to do, which one and why?
That's a hard question. Honestly, I think I would pick piano because I've been doing it for 8 years. You can do so much with it. You can like play almost anything, any type of music, and it's really cool to learn it, and I like it a lot.
You're really good at it too. Like I think, of course, when you both were beginning, like I think you guys were on the same level. And of course, Matt stopped, but like I think Jay is just a natural musician. And I mean, that boy, can you come over and like I said, you just like play your heart out. Like I don't know how you memorize all of the songs that you've memorized because you can play them from beginning to end. It's crazy.
I just have a good memory, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. Do you like always have a tune in your head? Do you think musically? Like is music does that make sense?
Not at first when I first started, but over time I've developed that skill to like find different pitches, and when I see music on paper, I can hear what it sounds like.
Dude, that's really cool.
I just okay. Can I skip ahead, or you can tell me not to, Brenda? But
No.
I'm curious, Jay. Like, do you think music will always be a part of your life, like what you do? Maybe not the
Definitely.
money, but what you do.
Well, the thing is, I don't really listen to music. I don't know why. I like playing it more than I do listening to it. And I'll
Mhm.
probably continue either like have a keyboard or just have my violin when I move away someday. Probably continue to play it.
Cool.
Do you want to go to UT?
Um, I've been looking at it, and it's a decent like option.
What do you know? Like, do you have an idea what you might want to do when you grow up, when you get out of school?
Well, I'm probably gonna do something in the computer science field. I've been taking a coding 101 class through Summer Creek,
Mm-hmm.
so I've been learning to how to code and program stuff.
That's cool. That's cool to have like an idea even, like I think it's I feel like nowadays like so young you guys are already like are asked to like hone in and focus on something you want to do when you still haven't experienced things or really like delved into your gifts. Although with you obviously you have a resume, I mean things that you're good at, but like even that I didn't realize, so that's really cool to have that idea. So you said you're looking at it. Is there another school that is better or that you want to look at for what you want to do?
I haven't really dove down that
Okay.
hole, but I heard UT has a good computer science program,
Mm-hmm.
and if I don't get into like a really good college, or even college that's a little better than maybe UT or something, I could do that, I guess.
Mm-hmm. That's
The cool
cool.
thing is you don't have to know today. I have a senior
Yeah.
at home and she doesn't know. She's in the process of applying, but you got time.
Yeah, you totally do.
Don't listen to all the people that say, and it's okay too if you change your mind. It's okay if you want to do computers now, and then by the time you graduate, you're like, you know what? I want to be an engineer. I want to be a fire truck. Whatever it is you want to be. I'm on like,
Underwater welding.
what's that?
Underwater
Well,
welding.
See, like I mean, you could be a bridge
okay,
builder. You could do whatever you want.
here's the
I know
other.
it's a joke, but I took it seriously. But I'm like, I think
Look at, I think
very
you could do
about
anything,
it.
Jay. And here's also when you could become like super famous at whatever you do, just don't forget, you know, where I
Yeah.
live or my name. Say it somewhere.
Or you could be
Um,
famous with your podcast, and then you'd
oh,
have to remember me.
Jay, that makes me so happy. Like seriously, like I vision this. Like it's crazy. Like the boys laugh at me when I say things like that. Like when like the things that I vision are just like huge, like probably never will, but it could. You never know. It'd be awesome. But anyway, all right, Jay. So this is something fun for me. Because boys don't talk about feelings that much. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but so this is just for me. I'm curious. What is your favorite thing or quality about Matthew and your friendship with Matthew? Like, what is it about Matt?
I was thinking about this, and you know how with most friends at school, you probably just only see him at school, talk to him occasionally. But I think with Matt, like I could just go over to his house and do whatever, and see him at school, and then go ride our bikes or go somewhere and just do whatever I want. And it's
Uh
just
huh.
cool to have someone like that.
Yeah, it's like consistent y'all's friendship. I feel, and even because I think so when they were younger, Christy too, like they really before Matt got glasses and braces, like they really kind of resembled each other. As they've grown, they kind of come into their own. Like we don't mix them up anymore, but I definitely feel like that bond is definitely still there, and that makes me happy. I really, I don't know if I've ever said it out loud or if Matt said, but Jay was for a while. Matt was like, Jay's going to be my best man. We're going to be roommates in college. Like Jay was, that for Matt. And who knows now? Still, it could be because I think you guys always pick up where you left off, and y'all are really comfortable with each other. They still kind of speak their own language.
Yeah, and
That
throughout like all of school, we've only had like a couple classes with each other, but we're still good friends.
uh-huh. I know. I hope that you've just started high school, but and then high school's tricky because so Christy and I met. We did student council together is how we met, and it's just tricky when you do one thing and he does another thing to maintain that because you get busy and stuff, but hopefully we can still hang out a lot.
Wait, you and Jay or Matt and
I mean
Jay? Or it's like,
I mean Matt
I'm
and
just,
Jay. But
you know,
I'm also friends with his
yeah,
mom. Like his
like,
mom
does
and
she
I, like,
know?
does she know?
She knows.
Stop. She does know. We love each other. And so we don't get to see each other as often now because all of her kids are now out of the elementary school, so we don't see each other as much, and her work schedule and my work schedule, but we definitely keep in touch, and I think that Matt and Jay and me and Jenny will always be friends. So yeah. Okay, so Jay, I'm gonna wrap this up because I know you've got things, but Christy and I, dude,
You can hear us.
No,
Yeah, he can.
it's my
Oh,
camera. I have
I
to
know.
use like my phone because I don't have like a webcam on my monitor. Sometimes
I
it does
forget you can
this.
still hear me, so that's cool. So a theme of our podcast is cassette tapes, cassettes, because back in our day, we would make mixtapes for each other. And so Christy and I are big music fans. And when we started this podcast is because we were reconnecting and we talk about music a lot. So when we have a guest on, we always say, if I made you a mixtape, this song would be on your mixtape. And then we have an ongoing list that Christy puts all our songs on Spotify. But so Jay, and then the name of the song that I would pick for your mixtape, that's going to be the name of your episode. That so the song that I picked for you, Jay, is The Entertainer, the piano song, which
It's a good
because
one.
that you've played here for us. And I think that song to me just screams you, because I think you're an entertainer at heart, even if you may not be like, maybe you not think that, but I love that you can play that song. I remember a girl in my elementary school, her name was Maria, and she could play that song. And I always thought, if I could just play any song on the piano, I'd want to play that, because it seems very complicated. I don't know if it is, but I definitely think that you're an entertainer, a well-rounded, all the things entertainer. And I look forward to seeing where you go from here, what goals that you accomplish, what records you break in high school. And anyway, I just think you're awesome, Jay. I always have. And I think I tell you that. I try to tell people how I feel about them so that they know. But now it's official because it's recorded, it's laid down for the whole world to know and see. So
And by the whole world, she means the two ladies who listen to our podcast and now maybe your mom. Yes. Your mom. Hey, listen, tell your mom it's episode 30. So that way she doesn't have to scroll.
is it 30? I think he's 27.
He's 30.
He's 30? Jay, you're 30. That's like a
30.
milestone.
Yeah.
Episode 30.
So Jay, to give you an idea how prolific Brenda is, my last podcast, we recorded for 2 years and 2 seasons. We made it to episode 30. We closed on episode 30. Brenda and I have been recording since let's say May. So May, June, July, August, and we're at episode 30. And probably could be at 70 if we did all the things. She was like, oh, we could do this. So we're pacing ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because I do. I just want to sit at this kitchen table and talk to people all of the time. Mm-hmm. I do. I think I like talking to people that I know and I love, because I think also everyone, like I always tell people, like, you have a story, you have something to share, and like already at 14, you could be inspiring someone to try something new. You could be inspiring someone to set a goal. You'd be inspiring someone to jump over something. I'm like, all those tall people I see, maybe I should start jumping over them. Not really, but that's really scary to me, a pole vault. I don't understand the science behind, Chrissy really likes science, behind the stick and the jumping and did your muscle, like how does that happen? I just don't even know, but it is amazing to watch. And I'm going to post on your promo for your episode. I'll have a picture of Jay jumping, and it's awesome. And when you look at the picture, Christy, here's what I like. I love the look on your face. You're so focused and so determined to get over, I don't know the terms, but I like that, because I see in your head just, you're so focused on, like nothing else. There's people around in the picture. There's so many things going on at a track meet, but Jay is just in that jump. You're so intentional, and you can see it on your face. It's so cool. You're so cool.
Okay, but I do want to know. I'm going to go back because not an athlete. I could stand up and show you I'm not an athlete, not built like an athlete at all. But Jay, like when you, like the first time when you went out there with your coach or your mom or your dad or whoever, what did they tell you to do the first
Run
time you ever did?
fast. Just to run fast and not have fear.
Did you go up in the air the first time you did it?
Probably not, but eventually by the second, third, fourth time, I was getting up.
Have you seen kids? I'm sorry, I'm gonna ask you
No,
about. I'm
no,
fascinated. Are you?
no,
Did you
please.
seen kids like on that, like who just can't do it, who just can't bring themselves to get off the ground? Like I think that would be me. I think I would like choke. I think when it came time to, for the the pole to hit the ground, I think I would choke. Have you seen that?
Yeah, it's a lot in your mind just to think about. Like you can't really think about much while you're doing it, but you have to also think about it at the same time. It's kind of weird.
That
What's your
is
favorite
weird.
moment in that sequence?
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Like think about like from the time you start running to the time you crawl off the mat. What's your favorite moment?
Definitely falling back down. And you see that you made it over, just like a little victory moment. You're just falling and you're just like happy.
Do you
That's
have like when you're on that side, do you have any idea how high you went, or you don't know until you get down and see the number?
They tell you, I think, beforehand, you know what you're trying to do, but it's just so satisfying to see it once you do it.
I can only imagine. That's awesome.
it, it is. I remember the first time that I saw you. I think Matt had just finished throwing, and I think actually we were on our way to the concession stand, and I realized that he was. I was like, oh my gosh, there's Jay, and he was about to jump, and I mean, it, I, I had my mouth like open wide because here's this boy, and I was just like, I'd heard that he was pole vaulting, and Matt, he's always been a big cheerleader for his friends. And he's like, Mom, he's amazing. He's awesome. You won't believe it. And I was like, oh, of course I will. Jay, it's just always, good. And then we watched, and I just remember standing there like, oh my gosh, like you just did that. It was amazing because I didn't know, like, when did you learn to do this? Like, I drive you home from school every day. Like, what, you're jumping 6 feet in the air now? Like, it's pretty cool.
8 feet, 6 inches.
8 feet. Oops.
I mean, I'm just saying, I'm sure like for Jay, there's a difference between 6 feet and 8 feet,
And
6 inches.
Yeah, that's the whole 2 more feet. Gosh, that is so cool, Jay. And so, and I think that, sweet Neil, because I think his little brother, he's going to 7th grade now.
Hmm.
Seventh
He's
grade.
doing pole vault this year.
Is he? So see, yeah, because here you and Clark,
He's a
'cause I think
legacy.
he is. You are, and here's I think Neil, of the three of you, I want to say is the most competitive.
Yeah.
I can see him wanting just to shatter anything that you've ever done. So that'll be cool to watch too.
Yeah, and also on the first day of school, the coach asked him if he was doing pole vault once he saw his last name.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
That's cool. I guess I didn't realize that Clark had done that either. But
So 30 years from now, when one of your high school friends, when Matt's wife is interviewing your kid on her podcast or whatever they have, a million years from now, they're like, the pole vaulter family, the pole vaulter guy, the diver. Like that's these things are going to be part of what people remember about you, like the bits and pieces of you. So if I think of when you're old like us, it's hard to imagine now, but what are some of the words that you want people when they think about Jay Robison in high school? What are some of the words you want them to remember about you?
Probably funny, smart, athletic, and diver. Hopefully I do good this year.
Sounds like you're on your way.
yes, I can't wait to come watch you dive. I hope that we have that opportunity. I know with COVID but you're just begun. So I have 4 years to watch you. I don't really know a whole lot about diving either. I do know back in our day, Greg Louganis was a very famous, popular diver, and I don't know if you've heard of him, but he hit his head on one of the boards or the platform. Like, I'll never forget when that happened, but I could be watching
I
you.
saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Looked like it hurt a lot.
Yeah. But I love that. I love that, Christy, the words that he wants to. I love that. All right, Jay. Huh?
Say one more thing, Jay. I'm going to say
Oh,
this.
yeah.
I have a lot of things to say all the time, and I'm a big reader nerd. But one of the things that I think is important, because I have a teenager, I have an almost teenager, and I believe very much in young people, because I know when I was your age, I don't think I had somebody saying, hey, you can do whatever you want to do. But you guys, like, it's a whole different world. If you're into, like, right now, if you wanted to design websites or work on an app or something like that, you don't have to wait until someday to do stuff. You literally can do whatever you want to do right now. I mean, I know with your parents' permission, of course, but I love looking at young people like you, because like the whole world is in front of you. You don't let anybody tell you have any limits.
Mm-mm. And I would just say, like I guess because I see you and I know you and I love everything about you. Like, I just hope that you can just do that. Just keep being yourself and doing all the things you're doing, because you're just awesome.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to see, like I said, in the next 4 years, even just what you do with all of those things that your talent, your gifts. Just stay focused. Keep jumping. Yay. Thanks, Jay. Thanks for doing this.
You're welcome.
Now, we're going to let you go do the things. What are you going to go do now? Whatever it is, play the video games.
Probably just eat dinner, go to sleep.
Yeah.
How are we keeping you from dinner? I'm sorry, man.
No, I eat dinner late. We all do in my family.
That's right, Jay. We all do too. Christy.
Jay, the joke. So we had my 17-year-old daughter like early, and so I knew we were recording at 6. So tonight, my husband's hunting. So our deal when he's gone is we get to eat brown meat, junk food. So tonight was Taco Bell taco night. So Casey went and got dinner at 5:30 so we could eat and be done by 6. So usually by the time I'm in pajamas, Brenda is just starting dinner. I'm the exact opposite of most people. Mm-hmm. I get it. Like, it's okay. I like to pick at Brenda, though.
No, she does. And that's why I'm like, yeah, team eat dinner late.
Well, because you guys eat lunch we eat lunch when you're eating breakfast, too. I mean, it's all day long we're off.
It's true. It's true. We're just like that. We're just wrong all the time.
Okay, but Jay, I'm keeping you from your dinner. Thanks for coming on, man. Tell your mom
yes.
Thanks.
Yes. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Chris. You're got some awesome boys. Thanks, Jay. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on the podcast.
Oh, you're welcome.
I love your manners.
I know. You're so sweet. I just love it. All right. All right, you guys. Thank you for listening. Jay Robison. He is one to watch. He's going places. So you've heard him here first.
Bye, Jay. Thank you so much.
Bye, Jay.
All right. Bye.
Hey, y'all. Are you still watching? Are you still listening? Oh, hey, Mom.
We're so glad that you're still with us. If you want to connect online, we're at www.normalbiaspodcast.com, or you can find us on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. And our very favorite, if we made you a mixtape, we put all those songs on our Spotify playlist for you.
All the things.